I'm out here at my chicken coop, and today I'm just going to be talking a little bit about rooster to hen ratio. We've been keeping chickens for about 7 years now. We started out with 6 pullets that we bought from Tractor Supply, and we did not have any roosters at all in that flock. We increased our flock to about 10 chickens and never had a rooster. And then one day I was inside cleaning the house. It was springtime, I had the windows open, and I heard a rooster crowing outside. Just out of nowhere, this rooster come walking up, and he pretty much found us. I don't know where he came from. He probably just come from the neighbor's house, and he was aggressive. So they probably just let him out, and he found his way over here to my flock. Well, I had never killed a chicken or anything before, so we let him stick around. That night he hung around the house. He went in the chicken coop with the flock that night, and he was here to stay. He didn't start off being aggressive with us, but then after a few weeks of being here, I couldn't go outside to the chicken run without him flogging me. He would run and attack me. He knew when you turned your back, he would come run and attack you. So I couldn't go in there without a broomstick or something, just to make sure that I was kept safe and he didn't, physically hurt me. So anyway, he stayed here for a while, and that was the only rooster we had. And I've had chickens that long and have not had a rooster in 7 years, except for that one. And I don't know, a lot of people that don't keep chickens don't realize that you do not need a rooster to lay eggs. Chickens already automatically lay the eggs without a rooster. The only reason you would need a rooster is if you just want one to protect your flock, which they're good at doing, or if you want one to breed for breeding purposes. I've had a lot of people ask me, well, if you don't have a rooster, how do you get eggs? But yeah, they don't need a rooster. They just need those for fertilization. But anyway, fast forward a couple years later, we had that rooster for a couple years. I come out and just found him, something had gotten him. He died. I can't remember if his body was left behind or if something just killed him. I can't remember. But anyway, I was happy that he was gone. So we kept chickens all that time. Afterwards, we're up to 24 in our flock now, with 6 in the brooder. So in all that time, we haven't had a rooster. But just recently, probably about 8 months or so ago, I went to our local Rural King, and I bought home some chicks, and I thought I was getting all pullets. Well, they grew up, and they're actually not fully grown yet, so I'm not sure how many of those 6 are going to be roosters, but I do know that I have 3 for sure that are roosters. One is a little bantam, it's sweet as can be. One started off being aggressive and was, when I would reach in their grow out pen, he would peck me. That's how I first knew that he was a rooster, was his aggressiveness. But he would actually peck me to the point where it would draw blood. So I thought, this must be a rooster. Well, this was before his feathers grew out and he started crowing or anything else. But that was my first sign knowing that it was a rooster. His feathers started growing. He had the longer tail feathers and I think they call them saddle feathers, are real thin like. So I could tell that he was a rooster, and he just has started crowing. I immediately, when he started being aggressive, I took him out of the grow out pen and I put him in with the rest of my flock. So he was at the bottom of the pecking order, and they kind of whipped him into shape, and he's been much better since I did that. He's not been aggressive with us at all. So since I've put him in with the rest of my flock, we'll probably wind up keeping him as long as he doesn't become aggressive towards us at all. But the other thing is, you can have too many roosters in your flock. if you've got too many roosters in your flock, they will start to become aggressive with each other. You'll have them fighting with each other. So I know I'm up to 3 for sure now, possibly all 6 of those. I wouldn't be surprised are roosters, because 2 of them are silkies, and they're a little harder to tell if you have a rooster or not until they start crowing. But they're kind of being aggressive towards each other. Not really to the point where they're hurting each other, but they'll fluff their feathers up. The lavender orpans are doing the same thing, and they'll kind of peck at each other. But if they become very aggressive with each other, we don't want that. So that's one reason to start getting rid of some. And if they become too aggressive towards us, we don't want that either. So that would be another reason we would get rid of them. And I was looking up, reading some things about how many hens per rooster is recommended. So you can have a wide range. Most things I say they recommend, Red have said they recommend about 10 roosters. One rooster per 10 hens. So if that was the case, we would only need 2 roosters to have a healthy flock. But then I was reading a lot of things that people have kept one rooster per 5 hens and not had a problem. So I think it kind of just depends on your situation. Just keep an eye on them, making sure that they're not getting too aggressive with each other, and they can pick their favorite hens and mate with those the most, and they'll wear their feathers down on their back. You don't want your poor hens to be, just worn out with their feathers all off their back where they're getting mated so frequently. So you just kind of have to base it on the look of your flock and what looks to be working out inside your flock. But this little guy right here is one of my roosters. Actually, all 3 of these right here that you can see, all 4 now, they were part of the ones that I got from Rural King, the 6 that I got from them, and I think that there's a chance they may all be roosters. One of them, actually 2 of them have started crowing, and then the lavender Orpington, I can tell from the tail feathers that it's a rooster for sure. I haven't heard it crow yet, and then this one, lavender Orpington, that's right here, may be a rooster too. And is one of our roosters that we got, and it's the one that was being very aggressive towards me and drawing blood, and then I put it in with the rest of the flock, and he shaped up quite a bit. He's good now, but I think he's gonna be a beautiful rooster. We'll just kind of keep an eye on them, and we're not opposed to pulling them and eating them if we need to. But it's kind of disappointing when you get a flock or get a batch and you're really wanting to get them for egg production, and then you wind up with mostly roosters. So I'm probably not going to get very many, if any, eggs out of these. 3 of them wound up being bantams, so one of them, the bantams, I know is a rooster. And the other 2 are these banty silkies, and they're not going to lay an egg that's worth any size. This little golden sea bright, he's a sweet little rooster. So in our situation, we've never really had to worry very much about rooster to hen ratio, but we got an incubator and we're starting to incubate our own eggs now, so this is going to be something that we have to kind of keep an eye on and keep our rooster numbers down, because when you hatch an egg, you surely can't choose the gender of it. Thank y'all for watching. If you haven't already, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. It really helps our channel out.